Hello, this is Sci-Fi Junk yet again. And if you remember, I'm still getting new at this whole YouTube, Twitch, whatever it is. All this other lovely video and streaming and all that crap. Anyway, today I thought I'd make a video of what it's like to be a caregiver while being engaged, you know. And I will first say that it's most definitely not easy whatsoever. Matter of fact, I was engaged before I was even thrusted into this lovely, wonderful new job of being a caregiver. And I will admit that as a caregiver, you learn really quick on what needs to be done and what doesn't and what needs to be taken care of and all that. But I also learned that being a caregiver while being engaged happens to have its drawbacks. I mean, if you're like me, you happen to try to be a guy that makes commitments. And I actually did make a commitment. And I actually have been keeping that commitment. But I have no way of proving that because, well, I'm stuck being a caregiver, and there's no real way of proving anything in this world, especially when we live in a world where everything needs to be proved. Like yesterday, we finally called Oklahoma DHS, and well, come to find out, they didn't even have the right information about me. That's going to be in another video that I don't know when I'll make, but I will make it, and DHS office will hear about it, and I will want an answer from them. But anyway, that's, like I said, that's a different video. But being a caregiver while you're engaged, I mean, like I said, it is not the easiest. Matter of fact, before I became a caregiver, I had plans on, having kids, getting married, having a house, having, a pretty good job, or at least pretty good amount of work, depending. Now that I know that's not possible on the job part because, hey, no one wants to hire me. But anyway, so I actually did have a good amount of plans, and unfortunately, all those plans are on hold. Because once you become a caregiver, you can't just run off and get a job because you have a job. Granted, the government might not see it as a job. And I'm talking about state, local, federal, it don't matter. The whole word of caregiver means you're a bum to them, pretty much. And that's another thing. See, when you become a caregiver and you're engaged, one of the things that happens to happen is when your fiance parents happens to look at you like, well, or at least in my experience, this is how I felt. I'm not sure if it really is true or not, but they will start to make you feel like you're a worthless piece of shit. And your fiance will start saying things like, I love you and I think I always will, which will kind of make you wonder, like, now is she starting to doubt me? Or, I mean, if you're a guy like me, you want to start wondering, is she starting to doubt me? Is she starting to reconsider this whole marriage thing, or something like that? Now, on the other hand, you could be a woman thinking the same thing. Is he thinking about, having doubts, or is he doing this, or is he doing that? Well, you have to understand something. As a caregiver, I mean, at least for me anyway, this is what I understand. As a caregiver, just because you can't run off and see your fiance, and granted, I haven't seen mine in 6+ months, if I remember right. I mean, I'm not even sure I even remember right, because I'm having to keep, like I said in some of my other videos, I keep track of meds. I keep track of doctor's appointments. Matter of fact, we both thought that she had a doctor's appointment today, and turns out it's next week. I mean, it's to the point where you have to do your best to remember everything. And I don't know if I've said it before, but my phone, which is the lovely, wonderful camera I'm using, has an alarm on it for every time she needs to take a med, because after a while, I even forgot. She forgot. And I mean, it's kind of hard to remember all this stuff. And so, bringing it back to the topic at hand about being a caregiver while being engaged, and it's hard to do that too, for the same reasons. Now, my fiance happens to do it for her parents, and happens to do it for her parents and her brother. And so she's got it way worse off than I do. And I literally scratch my head sometimes on what she tells me that her parents do, and what her parents say, and what her brother says, and then what little time we have on the phone is, well, it's not exactly all that much. Matter of fact, the most time we ever have is going through Facebook Messenger. And even then, we have very little time on that. And once we do have time on it, I'm like not knowing what to say, because I'm used to freaking having to get paged all the time, because, like I said, I'm a caregiver. And I'm used to her being paged all the time because, well, she's a caregiver on her end. And so we've, at least me personally, I've personally have gotten used to not even having any alone time with her. Because, once we actually get together when we can, it's always someone has to be with us, or something, and it gets to be a point where you wonder if your fiance, or if your fiance's family, really even trusts you at all, because someone has to be with you no matter what. Now, another reason why it's hard to be a caregiver while being engaged, which revolves around money. As you may remember, I don't get paid for this at all. Not one bit. That's the reason why I'm doing YouTube, to make sure she has, money for meds and stuff that Medicaid's not take care of. and to make sure we have money for food, and make sure we have money for this and that and everything else. So once I get money off of this, I don't get to keep it. I might try to see if, if I happen to have extra after, like getting something, if I can actually update the stream or upgrade the stream. Because right now, like I've my lovely, wonderful phone, I'm surprised that is actually working right now. It may be a little off sync a little bit because I'm having to use IP cam instead of Droid cam because it would get hella hot and then go for the video. Matter of fact, this headset I got, I forgot I had. So I'm slowly finding stuff that I have to somewhat make it better. But again, I don't have anything to really, up the quality at all for this lovely, video or my streams even. I streamed yesterday. And what happened through the middle of the stream? It kept on going on the internet. And so, yeah, it's like I said before, it's really hard to have anything. And that includes, having a fiance as a caregiver. I've said it once, and I'll probably say it half a million other times in some of my other videos. Being a caregiver, you actually have to give up a lot. And one of the other things that I had plans on getting was, a master's degree, so I could actually prove to my fiance that, yeah, I could do this, so now we can make, this much money, so then we could have this many kids if she wants, and, this big of a house if she wants, and, this kind of car if she wants. But right now, as it stands, I can't even see her. I can't even save money to go see her. I can't do anything to go see her because I am a caregiver trying to keep a commitment that was, pretty much thrusted on me. And believe it or not, I am a guy that tries to make commitments, and I am a guy that once I make a commitment, it's there. I mean, I don't make commitments for the shits and giggles or anything like that. Matter of fact, me asking my fiance the question, it actually did take a lot. It took, quite a bit. And now I'm wondering if I am putting her through hell now because I can't go see her at all. I can't, be there whenever her mother has problems, or whenever her parents have problems, or whenever she has problems. I can't just drive up to where she's at and, see if I can solve the problem. And again, she can't do the same thing when in reverse. She can't do the same thing when I'm having problems. All we can do is do like video chat and like, try to calm each other down that way or something. That is the extent of how we see each other. Now, when I can't see her through video chat, which, to be honest, I mean, video chat on my lovely phone gets about shoddy as it gets, especially when our internet decides to, crap out. When it works fine, it works fine. mean, granted, my phone will get hella hot, but it'll work fine. I do say that Google needs to rework their Google Hangouts, and Facebook needs to rework their Facebook Messenger when it comes to video, because, well, my phone actually died a couple times when we were at video chat, and I have no webcam, so I mean, I can't just redial her back up and say, "Hello, I'm back." I mean, I would love to. I would, if I could, I would love to do that so much. But when I can't see her, I actually have, if she happens to watch this video, she'll know if she watches it. But right now, she doesn't. And but anyway, I have one of her lovely pictures from her Facebook, and I made it up my wallpaper. And that is literally the only thing that's keeping me sane while I can't see her or I can't talk to her. Matter of fact, it's the only thing that's like keeping me together right now. I mean, when my sorry excuse for a stepfather decided to leave, he straight up said a woman is not good. It is not a woman if, she doesn't cook, clean, fuck, or work. So that means, to him, my Bonnie is not a woman because, well, we haven't had sex yet. She doesn't work, but she cooks and she cleans. Granted, her cleaning is, a little off, and her cooking is pretty good. Probably better than mine, to be honest. Again, that's something that we don't know yet. Well, actually, I kind of know from the last pork chop she cooked. Last time I was over there and she cooked. Yeah, so it's but anyway, according to some people, that's what a woman needs to be. And so, according to some people, my Bonnie is not a woman. She's not worth being with. But why would why does it have to come down to that? I mean, I just it's like love and marriage don't mean anything to some men. Me, on the other hand, it means quite a bit, and otherwise I wouldn't have a fiance right now. I really wouldn't. But I don't know how else to say it. It's really hard to be engaged while being a caregiver, because you can't just run off and fix the problems of your fiance. And when your fiance has problems, you have, for me especially, when my fiance has problems, I have to sit here and wonder, how the hell am I going to fix it while I'm sitting here, because I can't just run off. But anyway, for those of you that actually made it through the video, I do thank you very much for watching. As usual, this was an unscripted pile of mess. And if you actually managed to watch any of my other videos, you'll know that's normal. Except for this one probably sounds a little bit better because, well, I got a better headset, and it probably looks better because, well, I found some better software for my lovely smartphone to work with. And on that note, I will say thank you for watching. And But again, I'll say this once, and or at least once in this video, and probably a couple more in a couple other videos. We as caregivers are people too. And there are people on Twitter that will agree with me. We are people too, and we're not, He-Mans. We're not Wonder Womans. We're not Batmans. We're not superheroes of any kind. We're not even supervillains of any kind. Although I probably could be if I wanted to, but that's a different video. But we keep track of a lot of stuff, and we as caregivers, and I mean the people that actually take this job very seriously and get very committed to it, are getting trashed on because, well, we get thrust in this commitment, and some of us feel kind of shitty because we made other commitments before this one. And, well, my other commitment happens to be that I'm engaged to be married, and, well, I'm starting to wonder if, like I said, if I'm putting my fiance through hell for it. And this is one of those unintended consequences of being a caregiver, because it's one of those things that I never intend to do. Make her feel like shit or anything. And I love my fiance very dearly, and I do hope that I do get to have some time with her. But when it comes to, I'm just repeating myself now. I do apologize for that. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, do your deal, or dislike. I mean, you guys don't have to like my videos. You guys don't have to dislike my videos. You guys don't have to subscribe to my channel. Hell, you don't even have to freaking watch me on Twitch or anything. None of it's required, but it is appreciated. It doesn't even matter if it's a dislike. It'd still be appreciated. So I could actually see that someone actually watched my video. And this goes for any video. It goes for any video. But this one particularly, because this one is a subject in a video that I have tried many times to make, and as you can very well see, it's a hot mess, and it's one of those subjects that's kind of hard to do without having any sort of emotion, and I'm trying really hard to fight them back. And especially since, I haven't had a chance to see my fiance at all. And we're both in the same boat. I mean, we can't run off to see each other. And anyway, like I said before, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And well, this is Sci-Fi Junk signing off.